Apple launched three new most awaited devices: iPhone 13 lineup, iPad mini 6 and entry-level iPad 9 Gen. So first of all, let's talk about iPhone 13. Talking of iPhone 13, Apple did not change anything to the design of iPhone 13 except for the smaller notch, which is about 20% smaller than last gen, and the camera bump is a bit huge than last gen. So talking of cameras have been improved as well, as this time all the cameras have night mode and the telephoto lens of Pro iPhones can go up to 3 times optically this time, or last gen 2.5 times. Ultra wide have been improved as well, as this time ultra wide lenses can capture macro shots, which is huge. Like for me, it's a plus for camera. So let's talk about videography. Cinematic mode have been added to all the iPhones, and ProRes has been added to Pro devices only, which Apple iPhones have always been known for videography, and now they have pushed the competition to another level. This time Pro iPhones have 120 Hz, which is a huge improvement, and it was the only thing missing in iPhones. So this time they tackled the only problem they had, and it is an adaptive refresh rate. And if this time iPhone have A15 Bionic, which is way ahead of competition smartphones and way more powerful than any other smartphone chipset. uh, like it has a huge improvement, or last gen having 15 billion transistors instead of 11 billion, and can do up to 15.8 trillion operations per second instead of 11 trillion transistors per second. Now let's talk about 13. The 13 has not been changed a lot except for diagonal camera setup. Now all the iPhone have sensor shift image stabilization and have better low light performance up to 40% than last gen. It is a huge improvement as well, having same screen strength and body strength as like the last gen. Let's talk about iPad mini 6, the second most awaited device. So iPad mini 6 uh, has been completely redesigned, and it is identical to iPad Air 4 and is better than last gen. It has 8.4-inch display or 7.9-inch. It has Apple's new and most powerful chipset A15 Bionic, which is I cannot say anything about F15.
Some people think that F15 is equal to M2, which is not yet launched but will be the most powerful laptop chipset ever made. And having A15 Bionic with iPad OS and having 5G, which is something like extraordinary. And this time iPad minis come with 4 new colors, which is fun to have, having different colors options. And they added touch ID built in the home button like iPad Air 4, and cameras have been improved as well, as the rear camera this time have is 12 megapixel as like a Pro, and front camera have the same center stage camera setup like iPad Pro M1s, and having Apple Pencil second gen support is something like extra for iPads Mini 6, because having smaller device with those features is something like extraordinary. And now let's talk about iPad 9 Gen. So nothing changed to its design except for a 13 bionic chip and center stage camera setup as like mini 6 and iPad Pro M1, and there is a bit smaller changes in display quality. So I'm too much excited to have those in my hands very soon.